Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Very happy Thanksgiving to those of you that are celebrating. Today's video is a simple one. We are going to be playing with some really fun makeup. I have a handful of new things here. Most of them are affordable or drugstore. I do have a couple of items that are a little bit more high-end, and I've had them for a while. I just haven't featured them on camera. And then a lot of old favorites, some of which I literally dug out of the very back of my drawer and completely forgot that I even owned, such as the Ulta concealer. Used to be a favorite of mine. We'll be dipping into some single shadows from ColourPop. I have two shadows here from Essence. They're melted chrome shadows, which you guys recommended to me about 9 months ago. I'm finally getting around to trying them out. Have a new highlighter shade from ColourPop and two items from Daniel Sandler that we'll be trying out. Should be a lot of fun. Before we jump into the video, special welcome to those of you that are new to my channel. I hope that you guys enjoy this one. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe. And now let's jump into it. Alright guys, so I already have foundation and primer on. I'll let you guys know what I used. I actually thought I had pushed the record button. Apparently I didn't. My foundation was already set down, so my options were to wash it off, come back and start over, but I have about an hour before Charlie gets back, so decided we'll just move on. I did use the Catrice Fresh It Up primer, and for my foundation I used my Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation, another one that I completely forgot that I even owned, and I mixed it with about 2 parts of this, 1 part of my Flower Beauty Light Illusion in the shade Tawny M4 to get the shade match correct. That's as far as I got. Now let's go in with some concealer. So I did find this floating around at the back of my concealer drawer the other day, the Ulta Beauty Concealer. I'm pretty close to being out of this thing. I've had it for I think almost a year now, so it's probably about time that I use this thing up, but I thought we could pull it out for one last hurrah. I do really like this concealer. Hopefully it's not too light for me. It is a little pricey though. This is one of those ones that you definitely want to wait till Ulta has a sale. If I remember right, I think it's about $9, but there's not a lot of product in this concealer, so I feel like that's actually quite pricey. But Ulta Beauty is definitely one of those brands that runs really good sales. They often do like buy one get one half off, or occasionally maybe even like buy two get one free. Have they ever done a buy one get one free? They might do a buy one get one free sometimes as well. So it is that time of year for sales. So if you are interested in that, or even their brow pencil, it's probably a good time of year to look for those sales. Alright, let's add a little bit of eyeshadow primer before we finish off. When I use my Pro Fusion primer today, the good thing about me cutting out the footage of my foundation application is the video might be a little bit shorter today. Honestly guys, it's one of those things. It's like when you're on a phone call and you don't realize the call has dropped and you're sitting there having a conversation with yourself, and it sometimes takes a while before you realize that nobody's on the other end of the line. Okay, I'm just going to set that down with a little bit of translucent powder from Rimmel. So let's jump into some complexion products. So I want to start off by going into this right here. This is a stick bronzer. I got this from YesStyle. It is a very close dupe to the Milk bronzer stick. I talked about this several months ago. I actually haven't used it for a while. I think I used it a handful of times throughout that month, and I went back to my Milk one and I kind of forgot about it. So we're going to use it again today. I will say this though, as excited as I was to find a perfect dupe for the Milk bronzer, value-wise, the Milk one is actually just about as good of a value, if not a better value, for the amount of product you're getting, and this thing is still $10. So in my opinion, I think it's worth it just to splurge for the Milk one if you know you like cream bronzers. But if you do happen to be ordering from YesStyle and you think the $28 Milk bronzer is just a little bit too steep for you, but you want an alternative, this is awfully close. It has the exact same tone, the exact same texture, lasts just as well, I think. I'm just going to take a little bit on the back of my brush, and I'm going to go onto my temples. Okay, so that's bronzer part 1. I do also want to go in with a little bit of this. This is from Daniel Sandler. I actually got a set of these from, one of them fell on the floor, and I'm not about to get out of my seat and pick it up because then I'll lose my focus. It takes me a few minutes to set my focus. So anyways, it came in a set of 4, 2 blushes, this pink one, there's also one that is more of like an orangey kind of peach, and then a liquid highlighter and a liquid bronzer. However, I just want to say this bronzer, I'll show you guys a little swatch of it. It's very light. Like once you blend it into your skin, it's more of a highlighter than a bronzer. It is really pretty, but if you're looking to get color or definition out of this specific color, which by the way is the shade Sun Glow, unless you have really fair skin, I don't know that this is going to do much as far as giving you color and definition. So I basically just like to kind of tap it onto my, kind of like right above where I put my bronzer, where my highlighter would go, because it does kind of act as a highlighter as well. I mean, it does give you a little bit of color, but it definitely gives you a pretty strong shine. I don't know if that's picking up for you guys. So I've been trying these out for, I think I've had them for almost 2 months now. I've been trying them out for a while. We'll talk in more detail about these in my blush video that will be coming up. I've got to be honest with you guys, it might not be till either mid-December, or I might actually even save that video for January during my full month of nothing new. I know that I've been promising that video for a while now, but there are a couple other blushes that I want to try before I do my full compilation best of liquid and cream blushes. So I'm kind of holding off on that for now. I'll talk in more detail about these in that video. I will just right now say this, I like these. I was hoping that I would like them a lot more than I do. Like, these are something I've heard, I mean, they're good. I'm not gonna say they're not good, but I've heard so many incredible things about them that I just assumed that I would instantly fall in love with these. And I find them to be a little bit tricky to work with. By the way, I'm just taking a little bit of the blush shade on my sponge. I just put 1 drop on the back of my hand and then kind of tap it onto my sponge. Anyways, I think the Juicy Pink blushers are a little bit easier to work with. These, I find them to be a little bit difficult to apply with my finger, but they're very runny and liquidy, but they're a little bit more, I don't know if it's an oil, but they have more of a slip, kind of an oily feel to them than the water blushers. They're just different, and I think because I'm so partial to the Juicy Pink blushes that maybe I don't know if it was just I was expecting these would perform the same. They do last pretty well. I just think if I had to pick one, I would go with the Juicy Pink, not just because they're more affordable, but I just like the way they perform or apply a little bit better, a little bit more easily. I'm going to keep working with them though over the next month or so, and we'll see. Maybe my thoughts will change on these. I mean, they are very pretty. I feel like that looks really natural and pretty. Honestly, I really don't even need a highlight. That really does, or acts more like a highlighter even than a bronzer. But I do have a new highlighter. This is from ColourPop. This is an old favorite, but it's new to me. It's the highlighter in the shade Lunch Money. I just got this with my order of single shadows, and I've really been enjoying it for the last couple days. So I thought we could add a little bit of this as well. It's a really good, like, champagne, I don't know what I even call it, a gold. It's much more of a champagne, like, neutral tone, but it has just the tiniest bit of warmth or gold to it, but it's not a strong gold. So I feel like even if you don't have deep or warm skin, even if you have more of a cool undertone to your skin, I still think this would work for you. It's pretty. So before we get into the eyeshadows, let's do my brows really quick. I'm just going to take my Ulta Beauty pencil because it is in front of me. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of the ColourPop Brow Boss Gel. This is the clear gel. Be very careful to wipe the excess off, or this one gets a little bit clumpy in my brows, but I do really like it. I'm kind of curious about something. I've been thinking about how all of a sudden I've been enjoying brow gels lately, like they've just been working better for me, and I think it might be a combination of a lot of different things. I think number one, I've gotten better at doing my brows. I also think my brows are trained a little bit better to stay upright. Feel free to call me crazy. I know this might sound crazy, but this is the same with like my hair. If I part my hair a certain way, after a while it kind of naturally like grows in that direction. So I have this hypothesis that my brows kind of do the same thing. The more I do them and brush them up, the more they cooperate. Do I sound like a crazy person, or does that make sense to you guys too? So I wonder if that's part of the reason why brow gels have been working for me, because my brows are just cooperating better than they did when I first started doing my brows like a couple years ago. Okay, let's move on. Let's go ahead and dip into the shadows. So these are the ones I got from ColourPop. Let's go through and swatch the ones that I picked up. They did have a sale a couple of weeks ago where I think these individually are normally priced at like $4.50 a piece. I believe they're normally $4.50. They were doing a sale where all of their single shadows were $2. So I picked up a bunch. Most of them, honestly, I went onto their website the morning I got the email and they already, half of them were out of stock. So, I mean, it's Thanksgiving. I don't want to rant on Thanksgiving, but I'll just give a little rant. I'll just give a tiny little rant. ColourPop runs out of stock on things all the time. Like, it's really hard to talk about and rave about things when I know there's a good chance if you want them, you can't get them. But I don't know, I guess you could also look at that as being a blessing. So this is the shade Ringer. Really pretty champagne that has like this soft peach shift to it. Really, really beautiful. Next I have the shade Nectar, which is like a soft icy pink with a blue shift or lavender shift. Next is the shade Heavenly, a nice blue that kind of matches my nails. This is a soft blue. It's actually more sheer than it looks in the pan. Let me just show it to you in the pan. Looks pretty bold in the pan, but it definitely is not, doesn't seem quite as rich and pigmented as these two. I don't know that I'm gonna love that one quite as much. I can kind of just tell, I don't know, built up, it's pretty. Just don't feel like it feels quite as rich and pigmented as the others. Next up, we have this one. This is the shade Snake Eyes. Nice taupe. Ooh, that's pretty. And then this one is De Coco. It has a little bit more of a brown than a purple shift, like that one. Very pretty, but a nice cool tone brown. Then I have some mattes and some mattes with some glitter reflect in them. This one right here is the shade Laguna. Soft tangerine color. There it is right there. Then we have the shade Charge It. Yeah, Charge It. Ooh, that's pretty. This one is Top Notch. Nice warm kind of soft red brown. I have this bright orange, which is You Got It. That's beautiful. This one right here has some sparkle in it. This is the shade Mariposa, kind of a purple with a gold reflect. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. And this one is the shade ICU. There it is, a nice purpley brown. And then last I have this shade, which also has some reflect in it, and this is the shade Float On. Ooh, that's a pretty blackened brown with some gold reflex in it. Pretty shades. I'm excited to try these out. Oh, let's actually, before we do that, let's also swatch the Essence Melted Chromes. These are stunning. I have used these, not on camera, but I have used them a few times since I got them from Ulta. These actually came in my package with the BH Cosmetics palette, and I've been dying to try them on camera for you guys, because you guys were right. These are amazing. So I have this shade right here, which is the shade, a nice kind of silvery taupe. There it is right there. Look at that. Oh, wow. Holy moly. And then this one is the shade 01 Zinc About You. And this one, by the way, was the shade 02. Sometimes they have the shade names and sometimes they only have the numbers. So kind of depends, I think, on where you're looking. Oh, look at that shade, guys. Oh, these are like so me. Foiled metallic goodness. Okay, we'll definitely be using one of those today. All right, I'm even more excited about this now. So I'm gonna start off by going into this shade right here, which again is the shade Charge It. And I'm gonna run that up through my crease and kind of up onto my brow bone. I'll pull it kind of all the way out to the tail of my brow. I'm sorry, it's still filling up. It's been like 20 minutes. Water is still running. It just like slowly drips into, I don't know how a water softener works actually, but it's so loud. Oh, I really need to like close off these rooms. Okay, now when I dip into this shade, it does have some sparkle in it, but I consider it mostly a matte. It's the shade Mariposa. Okay, that's so pretty. I'm doing the same thing that I did with the other one, but I'm not going quite as widespread. So I'm kind of not pressing as hard, so it's not going up quite as high or out quite as far. So while I'm blending, if you do celebrate Thanksgiving or do some sort of feasting, even if it's not for Thanksgiving, maybe just for the holidays in general, let me know down below. What is your favorite feast item? Like, what is the thing you most look forward to eating this time of year? For me, I definitely can't pick just one, so I'll name a few. For Thanksgiving, my chocolate mousse pie. I've talked about my chocolate mousse pie before. I look forward to making that pie all year long, so I will definitely be doing that. I love ham, like honey baked ham, spiral cut ham, much more than I like turkey, actually, even though I know turkey's better for me. And then really good, like caramelized sweet potatoes, or yams, I guess you call them, like candied yams, that's what they're called. If I could have those three things, I am content. And I'm kind of a ham snob. Not just any ham will do. It has to be a spiral cut glazed ham. So I'm going to take that same kind of purpley shade. My brushes need to be washed again. I just did a Sydney Grace video and used a lot of different colors of those brushes, and they're all very dirty again. So I'm going to take this purple shade again. This is my Juvia's Place brush, which I believe they discontinued this set. So I'm kind of starting right here on this outer corner. I want to get most of the color off right there because I don't want to be too dark. This is kind of a slightly darker shade. Run that down below. Why is the water running? Because nobody's even home. And I did this the other day. I filmed about this time the other day and did the same thing. Okay, stop complaining, Mandy. It's Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for? I am thankful for many things. My family, my makeup collection, the invention of wireless earbuds, my faith. That should probably be first on the list. I feel really guilty that I didn't say that till number 5. Wireless earbuds does not come before my faith. I mean, just for me personally. All right, now we're gonna jump into, I'm trying to decide what else. How deep do I want to go on the outer corner? I feel like I'm always going really smoky and deep, so let's just leave it here. I'm gonna resist the temptation to put these 2 shades in my outer corner, as beautiful as they look. Maybe we'll do some liner with this one, but let's just leave it where it is. And I do want to now go into, let's see, I'm leaning towards one of these 2. You can go with the taupe or the kind of more bronzed. Let's see, let me go back to these 2 Essence ones. Again, this one's a little bit more of a silvery gold. This one's more of a pink. Let's go with this one, and then the taupe shade, so the more kind of purpley shade. So starting with the ColourPop shade, I'm going to apply that all over the center of my lid, and then we'll kind of blend the Essence one into this. Let's dip into the shade Ironic, and I'm going to take that just right, that inner corner. Just tap it in. Look how pretty. Woo, that's pretty. Seriously, guys, these are amazing. All right, so I do want to add just a little bit of depth just to, not my outer corner, but just right to the lashes. So we're gonna add a little bit of kind of a powder liner. Let's take this dark brown right here. And I'm just going to start right here at the corner of my eye and just kind of flick it up. And then right into my actual lashes. All right, that is looking good. Now I want to go in with a couple of coats of the Nabla mascara. I did already curl my eyelashes. I'll add this and I will be right back with you guys. All right, guys, here are the finished eyes. Let's move into the lips. So I have a product I want to try on my lips today that's something that I've changed my mind on. I'll mention it in just a sec, but before we get into that, I do want to just add a little bit of this e.l.f. lip exfoliator to my very dry lips. This is the time of year when the weather turns, my lips rebel. They get so dry. So this is the product that I'm talking about. This is from Mamonde. I got this in a I think the first Yes Style video I ever did, which was about a year ago now. In that video, I think I mentioned that this was the one product that I didn't really like from everything that I tried. But I pulled this back out recently and I've been really enjoying this as like a natural lip color or lip product. The only thing I find, this is a matte lip crayon basically. I find that this only works for me if I prep my lips first. So I have to add a little bit of balm, exfoliation to my lips, and then when I use this, it just gives me like the softest, most natural looking color. It looks like the color of my lips if I could get through all the flaky dryness on them. This is what my lips would look like in really good condition. So I find when I exfoliate and moisturize really well first, this just looks really like soft and pretty natural on my lips. I don't know, feel free to disagree, but I kind of like that look. I do want to add a little bit of liner. I finally tracked down 2 of my very favorite liner pencils at the drugstore this morning. These are both from Milani, 04 All Natural, 03 Nude. 2 of the best liners at the drugstore in my opinion. I do already have 2 of these that are already opened and unsharpened, but who doesn't love using a brand new sharpened lip liner for the very first time? So we're gonna do that today. This one is the shade 04 All Natural. Just gonna add a little bit of this right under the center. And then a little bit right up here in the center. Oh, so nice to use a brand new pencil. I never sharpen mine quite enough. I think and it's not because I don't have a good sharpener. I do have a really good sharpener. You have to waste a lot of product to get them that sharp. So I always kind of partially sharpen them and they just don't give you that crisp line. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna add a gloss today. That looks pretty good to me. I was very happy with the eyeshadows that I tried today. I will just say this, I love this look. These performed amazingly well. Quality-wise, I think these are just like the shadows inside the ColourPop palettes. So unless you're just a singles person or you can find these for a really good price, I think you're probably better off just going with one of ColourPop's palettes in a color story of your preference. I mean, they have so many options. They're already pre-packaged, so you don't have to worry about having something to hold them. And their palettes are always super cute and always affordable. So I enjoyed these a lot, but I still think I prefer the actual ColourPop palettes. As for these babies right here, these blew my mind. These knocked my socks off. They are incredible. I mean, they remind me of some of my favorite Sydney Grace shadows, the ones that just are so reflective that they sing when you apply them. These are stunning. If you see these in Ulta or you're placing an order online and you like a metallic lid, you will not be disappointed in these. They are everything that you guys said that they are. But that's pretty much it for my thoughts on new products. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. For those of you celebrating Thanksgiving or anticipating the holiday season, sending you happy thoughts, warm wishes. I hope that you guys are doing well, enjoying this time of year, enjoying your families, your friends, your loved ones, all that good stuff that is what makes this year so wonderful. I want to especially thank you guys today. I'm very thankful for all of you guys. Thank you for watching my videos. It really does mean the world. There's a lot of choices on YouTube and how you can spend your time, and it means a lot that you guys spend it with me. So thank you guys again. Hope you have a good one, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Please stop. Oh, good heavens. And this nail color today. How about this, honestly? Olive and June. They can do no wrong. If you're wondering what this shade is, it is the shade Yes Please. Add a little bit more to the side of my nose. I know this is a little bit warm for, okay, that's way too warm to do contour. Okay, let's just wipe that off. Maybe we'll cut that part out. Pretend like that didn't happen.